The important part of cutting the sheet in the proper way is that there won't be any strings hanging off of it, which will potentially get caught while washing the body and then cause a skin tear, or get caught on the actual person and then open a scab that was already there. So I'm going to demonstrate to you how to properly cut a sheet up to be used when washing the body, as well as to cover a person with proper dignity so that it's the most modest for that person. It is important when cutting a sheet that you use the right material and something that is not a fitted sheet. Most sheets will come to the funeral home in this type of a fashion, so you sort of have to open it back up and refold it a little bit. And it is important to do that, as you can see from here, as I open it up a little bit, that it is not always folded properly, and therefore you're not going to get the right cloth that we're trying to get in order to use it in the proper fashion. So I'm going to quickly open it up, and I sort of refold it, trying to get the corners all together so that they are easier to cut, which is also important because if it's not easy to cut, it takes a longer time. This has been a design that is similar to folding any piece of paper, and will also give you proper sizes as well. And as you can see, I folded it into almost identical sizes. It might be a tiny drop off, but this size compared to a different sheet is almost identical, but this is the proper size. This might be a little bit too long or a little bit too short in other areas. What I like to do is, once I have it folded, I take my scissors and I try to cut and not pull the scissors, but actually using a cutting, and just cut it down the middle. If the scissors isn't strong enough, you can really open it up as such once you have your line, to make it a little bit easier for you. And I'm going to just continue my way because these scissors do work well. And again, the important part is cutting it as opposed to pulling the scissors through it so that there's no strings attached. Take it again. Once you have it cut the first time, you're going to cut another piece like this. And then you're going to sort of cut away from you at all times so that you can see what you're doing, as opposed to, again, pulling on the actual sheet itself. As you can see, I've cut it down to a pretty easy way for me to cut it going forward. I'm just going to demonstrate, when you have one piece, such as this, and I'm going to open it up for you. This is actually just one big piece, fold it back in half. What you could actually do is sort of slide the scissor through it. It goes a little faster. And because it's one piece, it won't pull it, as you can see, like this. And again, if it gets stuck, or you see you're starting to get some tail pieces coming off of the sheet, you want to make sure to actually cut it, as opposed to pulling it through, because the objective is not to have the end pieces sticking out. And as you can see, I'm going to sort of stop over here and we'll turn it around. But each piece is almost identical in size, one to the other, without any major strings hanging off of it. It's important to take the extra minute to fold the sheet properly so that you'll actually have the right size for both modesty purposes and for washing purposes. And this will also give you the highest yield possible.